So we're going to start off with a little bit of introduction. So my name is Kevin. I'm a senior at the University of Nevada in Reno, and I'm a dual major in biology and nutrition science, and I plan to pursue a master's in food science. I'm really all about wellness and educating others, and I think it's really important that we're having these sessions and that you're all here. So I'm really excited for today's program. And I'm going to allow the rest of our ambassadors to introduce themselves right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikita. I'm a senior at the Barstow School in Kansas City. I'm pretty passionate about health sciences and the mental health field, and I would like to pursue pre-med in college with a focus on psychiatry. I spent this summer at a clinical trial firm, and I'm interested in seeing where I can go with that in the future.
Hi everyone, my name is Vaibhava, and I'm currently a senior at Mission San Jose High School in Fremont. I'm passionate about health sciences and oncology, and I want to pursue the pre-med track in college with a focus on cancer biology. Over the past summer, I've been working with a nonprofit to distribute medical supplies to local shelters and clinics.
Perfect. And I'll introduce our fourth member who's having a little bit of tech problems. Her name is Prachi. She recently graduated from the University of Southern California. And right now, I believe she's doing an internship or she's working in a research position. And she studied global health and natural sciences with entrepreneurship as well. And she also plans on going to medical school in the future. So that's just a little bit about our youth team. And we're going to get into our event now.
So CWC is a division of ICC, which is North America's largest community center for South Asians. We focus a lot on healthy lifestyles and wellness in all aspects, and we work with doctors and other health professionals. And above all, we are community-owned and community-driven movement.
And then these are just a list of projects and wellness activities that we at CWC and ICC are working on. So if any of these look interesting to you, from video and content management all the way to behavior health, food and lifestyle practices, please reach out to us. We're always looking for more volunteers. So if any of this seems interesting to you, please let us know and we will connect you with the right resources. And before we get into the rest of our presentation and the learning goals, I'm going to hand it off to, or actually, let's just go through that as well. So these are some of our upcoming CWC events. They're the last Sunday of every month from 10 a.m. to around 11 a.m. So as you can see, we've covered a range of topics in our last 7 or 8 sessions, everything from emotional health to immunity boosting foods to youth health hero stories. Most recently, we did a Dance Your Way to Wellness event, and right now we're doing our Artistic Mind event. We've had to move some of these around just a little bit, and we'll talk about our next event at the end of the session. So please, if any of these seem interesting to you, we'll be sending out those registration links as well. And before we get into the rest of our session, we are going to start off with Vaibhava and his Kahoot. So go ahead, Vaibhava.
I think I have to share sound as well, so yeah. Yep. All right, yeah, so most of you guys did get this right. About half of our mental health disorders do start before the age of 14. All right, next question. In how many people is behavioral health the leading cause of disability?
Oh, there we go. We can hear it now. Can you lower the volume a little bit?
Yep, so 264 million is the number of people in which behavioral health is a leading cause of disability. Now we have a true or false. Behavioral health is related to every aspect of physical health and well-being. Yep, so all of you guys got this right. It is true. All right, what percentage of adults receive treatment for mental illness? So 44% percentage of adults do receive treatment for mental illnesses. Creativity improves mental health. True or false? Yep, so all of you guys got it right again. Nice job. Which mental disorder is art a therapy for? Yep, so PTSD is one of the mental disorders that art is a therapy for. What major challenges does engaging in arts overcome? Yep, it's all of the above: stress, confidence, and loneliness. Those are all the major challenges that arts, engaging in arts overcomes. What type of art expresses emotion through dancing, sculpting, and drawing? Yep, visual arts is the type of art that expresses emotion through dancing, sculpting, and drawing. True or false? Art creates a space for social connection. Yep, it's true. Art does create a space for social connection. All right, final question. What is dopamine? Yep, it's a hormone that makes people feel good. Right, congratulations, Prachi. That was the end of our Kahoot. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Bhagavat. That was fantastic. And thank you everyone who joined and played along. That's something we do at all of our sessions, no matter what the topic is. So if that was fun and you liked it, please make sure to join us next month. But right now I'm going to go back to sharing our presentation.
This is our session about art and wellness. Yeah, on the side we have some of our social medias and things you can reach out. This is our 130th free online session for all of the different CWC events. And really quick, some of our learning objectives. We want to explore what we know about the wellness benefits of art. We also want to learn about our panelist journey with art and wellness, which we'll do soon. And finally, we want to participate in a discussion about art and wellness, which we'll be able to do with the Q&A. So our guest speaker for today is Sharad Kulkarni. Sharad is an accomplished painter who has been doing paintings in watercolor, acrylic, oil, and ink for 20 years, and he has won many awards for painting and been published and has published his paintings in various magazines and galleries. He has his own online art gallery at ICC and has a presentation for us today.
So without further ado, we'll introduce Sharad. Go ahead.
Thanks for introduction. My name is Sharad Kulkarni again. So I've been doing paintings since my childhood, and it's my passion. And I later realized it's one of the therapy to keep mind in a very sound status, and basically it is a tool for well-being. Anyway, I pursued that as a hobby and passion, and kept doing it, kept improving it. And there was no commercial benefit to it. Sometimes it was, but It was always just a companion with me that will give me wonderful pleasure and self-esteem, I would say. That was the most important part. So today I have put together my presentation in about two different sections. So one, I will go ahead with PowerPoint presentation, and I will begin that now. So art and well-being, and this is typically, I can choose any kind of font, but I have taken this purposely. Art is a different thing, and well-being, we are leading towards it. Art is a, there is no definite shape to it, and art can be anything. So in the search of good life, so I'm just coming to the basic, I would say, nervous system, or how our life and existence is around is one thing, which is good life. People migrate, people educate, people try to make connections, everything just because one thing, to have good life. And the life, good life is defined as many things, but these are the prominent things: a pleasure-filled life, a good life, and meaningful life. So this is the quest, and everybody is always searching for it. So if you are in the colleges, you are trying to go for Ivy Leagues. If you are going for, better research and try to get into the great job or business, why? Because I know, you may not agree or something, everybody wants better lives, right? So this is what the quest is for. So how do we measure meaningful life? So let me come up with a term called PERMA, and PERMA is just abbreviation of 5 main components. So it's a building block of well-being, PERMA. So P is standing for positive emotions, E for engagement, R for relationships, M for meaning, and lastly A for achievements and accomplishments. So let's go over all of these one after another. So positive emotions. Positivity is a tool for more resilience and life satisfaction. The building blocks for positivity are joy, gratitude, interest, serenity, hope, pride, amusement, inspiration, and awe. You may easily agree with that. Research show that the people who experience positive emotions in the ratio of 3 to 1, whereas 3 is the positive and 1 is the negative emotion, foster greater thriving. Now, this is absolutely independent of what happens to you. It is not dependent on the situations. How you perceive the situation, how do you deal with the situation, what goes between your ears, I mean, in your brain, that matters than that of what are the perception coming from outside are. So how you deal with the situation matters, and that's called positivity. So always they say think positive, think, I would say, optimistic. Try to find optimistic ways. Of course, that thoughts will uh, in turn into the actions, and definitely will come out of it. So that was P. E is engagement. When you are truly engaged in a situation, task, or a project, we experience the state of flow. The time seems to stop. We are optimally challenged, and we lose our sense of self. We concentrate intensely on that present. So you must have done a couple of projects in your school and college and everywhere. The passionate, when you're passionate about some project and you have a great partnership and all that, so you really feel that those couple of hours you started with for maybe 2 hours, and then 7 8 hours are lost. You're late in the midnight. You still feel that you're not hungry, you're not thirsty, because that project is so interesting. So that's called engagement. Another, I would say, example of the engagement is if you watch a movie on a cell phone. Yes, you can watch, but there are a lot of distractions. The same movie, you can watch it on the TV, little less distractions. But the same movie, if you watch it in a big movie theater, right? So they ask you to stop your cell phones or mute them or keep it away. And everybody is really just focusing on that movie, the music, the dialogues, the story, and all that. So that's called engagement, how you're fully focused on one thing. And the more we experience this type of engagement, more likely we are experiencing well-being. So that's called engagement. Relationships, very important. We are social beings. We are not like tigers who like to be solo somewhere. We are like maybe lions, pride, or the animals which are in the herd. They cannot live alone. So humans are social beings. So good relationships are core to our thriving. People who practice having meaningful, positive relationships with others are happier than those who do not. So research has shown multiple times that the greatest predictor of happiness is meaningful relationships. Not only that, people who live 103, 105 years old, how they live is not because their jobs, not because of money, the cars they own, the houses they have, or the property they have, but the good relationships, happy relationships. So always keep connecting to people. That's what the relationship is. Meaning. Now, meaning is a big word. Meaning is, why am I here? What is the cause of my life? What I can do to the society? I'm not just a person came and person went. I have to be someone who is adding positive towards making everybody's life better. That's called meaning. So meaning comes as a serving as a bigger cause. So when we understand why, it's easier to take hurts and frustration of life and turn into the pathways to meaning and life direction. So you must have seen some of the people in the history, they have started great revolutions. So they not only gave their personal life, but the family life. They have given, they have taken hurts, they have been into jail and all that because they found a meaning in doing something. They had a cause for their life, and they will go from this planet Earth when they have done that cause. That's called meaning. And lastly, the achievement. Our brain likes to feel competent in something that is important for us. Achievement is a mastering skill. So accomplishing a valuable goal, succeeding in some competitive event. So if you are in, maybe if they call you on, the school kids are called on PE outside on the ground, and they are asked to run for 100 meters, right? So it's a random event, but one of the kids, runs faster than others, and he feels that they're really great, even though it's a small, I would say, event. He will remember for years that I came first, because it's an achievement, it's accomplishment, which the brain always is striving for, looking for, and it will remember for him forever. So that's called PERMA. So how you unleash your PERMA is go with what moves you. Find your passion, what you love the best, and this you feel like this is my cause of life. Practice it daily. A small micro movements lead to the big changes for sure. And do what you say you are going to do. I mean, don't just be a speaking person and acting person differently. What you say, try to do the same. Experiment and get curious about it. And find like-minded people, the perma like-minded people, so that it would be easier for to get the help from them and move ahead. So that was, I would say, my definition of well-being and how to achieve it as a high-level picture. Now, art is one of that. I'm not saying art and well-being is only connection. Well-being is a bigger cause for which art is one of the tools we are using. You can go for sports as well. You can have any kind of other hobby as well. So now we will go to the second phase of it, how art helps for well-being. So we will understand this. Art therapy, what it does is it encourages creativity. Any art, it could be sculpting, it could be dancing, making music, singing, or acting in a movie. It encourages creativity, that I will do something better or different than others. It facilitates communication. Of course, it is most of the time is a team activity. Facilitates the socialization, promotes health. It provides a way to move through the stress and loss and find a personal strength. We are surrounded by so many expectations, you can see, wherever we go. It could be school, colleges, businesses, or it could be jobs. You are given some targets you have to achieve. So when you achieve it, it's great, but if you don't, it's a stress. So what happens is the stress always puts you down. So you have to find a way to come out of it, and the art is a great tool for it. Provides a place to promote your self-esteem and share the wisdom. So art helps this way. Art therapy promotes the health. It can reduce the blood pressure, anxiety, pain, and it will give you energy. You must have seen that many a times. When you are doing some artistic thing, you will feel pleasure, and definitely these bad things will go away and good things will come your way. Artwork is a permanent reminder, a very important slide here. that you can learn something new all the time. You can adapt to the change, solve the problem, help another, get help, and very importantly, accept the imperfections. I'll give you the example. When I start my painting, there is something in the mind not on the paper yet, right? So when I draw that, take the paints and start doing, there is some lack between my actual maybe paints and the colors I have, and my painting really goes little bit starts going towards sideways than what I had envisioned. And at the end of the day, I complete the painting. People like it too, but it's not the painting I meant to really draw and paint. But this is actually a learning for me that life is like that. So sometimes there are imperfections, but you have to make something out of it. You must have seen there are people who have achieved greatest success, like they have been Olympic gold medalists, they have been Grammy Award winners, they are Oscar Award winners. If you ask them, are you perfect? They will not say they are perfect. They could have done a little better, more, but still they got it because they strived hard. So art is this way telling you and helping you that imperfections are fine because art is human, but still you can do something different and better. So now it's a time for questions. I have purposely taken this picture. This is a human brain. Left hand side is a logical, scientific calculation kind of a brain. Right hand side is artistic brain. Sometimes they help each other. You must have seen the most entrepreneurs, their brain, the right hand side brain helps the left hand side brain, and then that's the way they come out of some very out of the box, I would say, very innovative success of stories, and then they implement it into the business. So that's where I am. But before we go to the questions, let me stop sharing and share a couple of my paintings. So this is the painting I have done for ICC again. This is again, I would say, like Lake Tahoe or Shasta kind of a area. Some serene picture and the clouds and all that. When you draw clouds and mountains, snow and all that, your eyes are trying to come out what they have seen. This is actually imaginary picture, not made from any actual photograph. So this is where brain is really striving hard to what it had seen and perceived, trying to bring it onto the paper. And this is a great exercise which if you do it, even though there is no good and bad or imperfect or wrong. So it is always great, I would say. So keep doing that and you will get great pleasure. So this is modern art. I would say this is abstract painting. You can call it a peacock, but it's not exactly a peacock. It could be, I don't know, some star formation as well. So I'll just go through a couple of paintings. The painting, basically, I always believe that the painting has a communication back to you. This painting communicates. It should communicate not always joy, but this does, that how the cloud formation in the evening is happening. The two sailboats are going, and you're just seeing as a person, a spectator from the shore. So this is me with one of my recently done paintings for ICC. Yet another one. So this is also imaginary painting, but I try to bring out there is the rays coming from the cloudy sky and how they fall on this water. So it stretches your imagination for sure and creativity. So this is the same painting. I put it in a frame. Two people walking there in the fall season during the road. Like that. The sunset is here. This is all watercolor. You can do it in watercolor, acrylics, oil paints, pencil shading. And nowadays I have got addicted, I would say. It's a positive addiction, not any health problems with it. Doing the paintings on the phone. I have Android phone and I do the paintings. There is an app called Sketchbook Pro. If you download that, it's free. And there are so many styluses, paints and colors. You can try that. This is though done with actual, I would say, watercolor. So this is done maybe not more than 15 minutes, but it gives that effect of how the cloudy sky and the sun is peeking through. Again, Venice, Italy. I'm just trying to get the evening, how the Venice would be looking. The body of the water, the reflections, and the far, far away buildings and birds. It's fun because when you go again there and you're watching it, now you absorb more because you know what it takes to do the evening sky, what it takes to draw water, and you will have more appreciation towards it. And definitely, you will be a better person as a viewer, and you'll be trying harder to do it on the paper. Again, the cloudy sky. Maybe I don't like the full sun. I like cloudy skies. So it's more challenge and it's more beauty out there. Similar painting, little brighter day. Uh, Sailboats again with far away clouds and seagulls reflection in the water. This is done by the night painting. In the night, basically, what you are supposed to do is you cannot use on this movie sailboats. You have to use the knife and the paint directly. You cannot use brush, but it gives a more textured outlook than that of simple brush. Another, this is a dry pastel painting. It has its own strength and weaknesses, so you can use that. This is some Spanish city with watercolor, the soft pastel. This is totally done on my cell phone. So this is, I would call it a colored sketch, and you can do this in 40 seconds maximum. I wish I can show you, but it's if it was 101 session, I could have shown you on big screen. Um, this is again soft pastel. Soft pastel is the only medium in which you do the mixing of the colors on the paper itself. Because the chalks, you put it on the paper and you just rub your hand over there or the finger, and that's how you mix the colors here. So on the other mediums, you have a palette in which you mix the colors. So soft pastel is actually, it's not like your oil pastel. Oil you cannot mix it. Soft pastels you can. This is yet another e-painting, I would call it as, done onto the actual cell phone rather than on the, but I just mounted it. This is again e-painting. It looks almost like a real watercolor, but it is not. It is just done while I was waiting for my daughter in Kumon for 45 minutes, sitting there with the waiting parents, and I was one of them. So I did this painting there. So these are a couple of my paintings. I will just show another set of paintings. Let me share that screen just a moment.
What's your favorite medium to use, or what are some colors that you find yourself using the most often?
There are 4 mediums that I work with. One is watercolor. Everybody must have done that in the school. It is a mandatory. Then is the soft pastel, which is the chalks, which are soft chalks. And then is oil paint and acrylic. So out of which watercolor is my favorite because that is the hardest. You wouldn't believe. People think that oil paint is hardest. No, oil paint is actually very easy medium because you can do as many mistakes in there. If you make a portrait in oil paint looking this way, you can make it that way without any error because oil paint lets you, it's a great fault tolerance built in there. You can go layer upon layer and oil paint allows that. Watercolor is very, I would say, it doesn't give you any excuse. Wrong is wrong. If you do something wrong in watercolor, you cannot fix it easily. So watercolor still is my favorite medium. But nowadays, my Sketchbook Pro is a medium because this both I have done it in Sketchbook Pro. Thank you. So I will keep taking questions as we move ahead because this is just a flow rather than a lecture. I don't like that way. So I'm just moving ahead. This is just drawn as a sailboat in very few seconds. Some waves. I wanted to make like a t-shirt logo with this. I hope I'm successful. Just wanted to be minimalist approach. So this is, I would say, maybe some Italian city or village where people are just dining out like that. Modern art, a horse, I don't know. This is, again, you find out the meaning out of it. Because abstract painting, I mean, artists may think something and spectators might have some another meaning out of it. That's another one. This is just another sailboat. I like them because they have very various colors and they have little, I would say, more artistic value in them. So I love those. Um, this is similar like that. Again, but the reflection is different, the style is different, the gradient of the color is different. Now, this is easily possible with the software like Sketchbook Pro. If you try it, it is so easy that you will see why didn't you do it before. This is another abstract. You cannot call it like a botanical leaf or something, but I'm just adding anything that this is again where artist and the reality is taking different directions. Art adds something different than what camera cannot reach. So this is one of the examples there. Yet another is like a tree, but it is an artistic way of saying how the tree. It could be a book cover, maybe some poems or something, and we can have this kind of a cover. This is fall colors. Very easy to do it. It looks complicated, but very easy to do it with another Sketchbook Pro done on my cell phone. Another abstract. And lastly, this is yet another Sketchbook Pro one. It's like a vase and some flowers. So I will stop here and go ahead and open up the desk for the questions. Go ahead, ask any questions or your experiences. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we have another question in our chat. It says, how do you manage your time with a busy schedule and make sure you can allocate time to your passion with art and paintings, etc.? So how do you make time for that?
Yeah, exactly. Again, what happens is I'll just show you where it used to be a difficult time to find a time and sit in front of a drawing board and do it. But when I'm in front of, can you see my phone? So this is my recent painting I did this morning on the app. You can do it. So now the cell phone is anywhere, everywhere. So I can sit anywhere and literally do it. So many of these paintings are done. When there is a gap time, you're waiting for someone, someone didn't come on time, or maybe between the gaps of the meetings. I just take it like, don't take me wrong, but some people, again, this is a very weird example, but I want to give you. The people who are the smokers, again, it's a very bad habit for the health. How they find a quick time, they go out and smoke and come out. The same way, I just take a gap time because the minimum time I take is 30 seconds for a painting. So I can just pull out my app, do the painting, save it, and I can save it in the midway as well. So there are some paintings saved for months which are not completed. I do complete them later on. So that's how I find the time, which is the gap time of waiting, and that's how I do it. Thank you.
So another question we had was, what are some tips for our youth members who may be interested in art?
Really great question. Tips. Sometimes I feel people saying that, hey, Sharad, we don't have that talent like you have. Actually, I don't have talent either. So some people have hesitation towards any kind of art. And some people think that this is not for me or something. When you watch movie, are you a movie director? No. Are you a musician? No. Are you an actor? No. You are a spectator, but still you like movie and you can tell this is a good and bad movie. The same way, in the paintings, if I show 5 paintings, some of them are good and bad, and you can find the best one out of it. So that means you have the vision and you have the art of understanding what is good and bad. Then you are an artist. So first of all, find the time and get initiative. Start a simple one. Draw an apple, draw an elephant, or whatever you have. Nowadays, the mediums are very cheap. As I said, it's coming on the cell phone as well. So you come up with the simple task that I will draw this, save this, and before even the human tendency is improving whatever you do. Any work has been given repeatedly, you will improve. So it's called riyaz in Hindi. So if you keep on doing it multiple times, definitely you will get better. And after some time, you will feel that you're doing much better than you were started, and then that will become your good habit. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, of course. So we can just kind of take it as a discussion. I really agree with you. If you find like those are some great tips that I think anyone can implement if they're trying to get into that art sphere. I know that for me personally, sometimes I get frustrated if it doesn't go the way that I want it to. Like I'll sit down and do something artistic, but if it's not like perfect or if it's not the way that I want it, I find myself feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like I wish I could do it better. But I think having that ability to learn and continue forward is another great attitude to have when you're working, especially in something so creative.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens is we approach everything with expectation. I'll tell you once what happened. I was going for tennis with my friend. So there was another friend we met in the on the way, and he was not going to play tennis, but he's just a little negative minded person. So he said, "Hey Sharad, you are going to play tennis. I saw you last weekend as well. Are you going to go Wimbledon next week?" So I said, "No, I'll leave it to the Wimbledon to the kids. I'm just going for my cardio." See, whenever people look at you, they expect a lot. Why do you expect a lot? If I'm so sometimes when I took a gap of the paintings for a couple of years because of I was busy in business and the job. I realized when I was facing the paper, I felt like the fear of going in front of the stage. You must have seen when you are in front of the 5,000 audience or 1,000 people, you are alone onto the stage. You feel little, stage fear. The same fear I felt in front of the paper. What I did is I literally took a paint and paper and made like bad, colorings mess and threw 10 of the papers. So that fear is gone with that paper. Now the next paper comes. I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of it. So first of all, remove the expectations from your mind. It would be a great painting. No, it would be a great pleasure. Painting output does not matter. So the same thing, when I went for tennis, am I going to lose or win? I don't know. I may lose, but I'll get my heart pumping, right? That's my goal. I'm going to get it anyhow. Even if I lose 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, I don't mind. The same expectation you should have, that I'm going to have pleasure. The output painting, maybe after 15th painting, you can put it on Facebook and people will say, wow. But till then, you're just enjoying the pleasure. So remove that mindset that I will be successful on the first go. How can? Nobody can, right? So do that, and I'm sure you will feel it's a therapeutic, artistic way of looking at it. And I'm sure there will be something hidden in you that nobody has. You are unique, and you will find it. Thank you.
It's really great. That's really great. You have to, it's the intention that you set forth when you start the activity versus the expectation. I think that's a really good point.
Okay.
Nikita, do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, something I want to just add on is that I think it's really cool how that mindset of looking at it as like an activity to just for fun or like recreation or to stay healthy is like any other sort of like music or working out or anything else. Like looking at it like that rather than sort of like trying to be the best is what's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So remove the expectations in any field. If you just go for jog, are you going for a marathon? No, I'm going for jog. So jog is fun. Music in my ears. I can feel the wind, and I'm jogging around, seeing chirping birds. That matters than of my speed. Let it be with the people who are professionals. I'm not actually. I don't want to win the race. Start that expectation from your mind. I will do it in this much time. No, I don't. I just enjoy that wind and the music in my ear. Go for it, and you will be within maybe couple of years when you have this practice. You will lose weight, have great heart, and you'll be looking much younger. All the things will happen, but remove the expectations from your mind. Because I think we are programmed by the society and the education system and the businesses and offices that you have to achieve the goal. When you are in art, remove the goal. Just have fun first. And definitely you will reach to that point. And then people will say, yeah, how do you do it? Because I do it repeatedly. That matters. Thank you.
So where do you get your inspirations for your paintings?
Again, internet is the greatest source, I would say. If you say like YouTube, you must have seen many videos. There are many videos where they will show you simple paintings, how to do it. Another thing is Mother Nature. When I go out, I see when you have taken maybe half an hour doing the sunset and the wave rising and the sun peeping through that wave, and you spend half an hour painting that wave, it engraves in your mind how the wave looks like. And when you go on the actual ocean, now you have more appreciation towards that wave and sunset than that of you were just taking a picture and walk away for your other activities. So first of all, it's a two-way relationship, I would say, that the scene inspires you and you are inspired by the scene, you keep on doing that relationship. So I would say you just look at it artistically in a different fashion, different way. And then it will develop your vision that way, that I look at it. You must have seen some picture, you take some, people standing in a group and you want to take a picture. And some of the creative photographers, they will say, don't stand like this flat, just stand this way, take some, positions this way. You said you do that. Why? He's trying to make a formation which will look better, right? The same way, he has some artistic vision. So don't go just flat and take a picture. Yes, both are pictures, but one may keep you engaged and more excitement for years than that of other. So the same way, you develop the vision, and it is a two-way process to the nature and ourselves. And whatever we do, I want to do it better. So keep on doing that. I would say attitude with you, and that will definitely take you to the point where everything will inspire you. Any small thing, even an apple on a table, how the shades and shadows are on it, and that will inspire you for some painting. Thank you.
And just to add to that, so talking about where you get your inspiration, another thing is you must also have an appreciation for other people's art. So what are some things that when you see them, you're really attracted to, you're really like not inspired by, but when you look at other people's artworks, or if you're looking at something else, what are some things that you really enjoy seeing? Like, for example, for myself, anything related to the ocean or like water, I really enjoy. Like I myself may not be able to paint them, but when I go out and like, oh, I want to buy a painting to put in my room, or I want to put a new background for my phone, like a new wallpaper, those are some of the things that I really enjoy. So what are some of the things that you enjoy in other people's art?
Absolutely. Every art has artists which are known for. So you must have heard Picasso. Now Picasso does it's little bit of I would say they are not like landscape kind of painting. It is a thought-provoking painting. But if you go for Bob Ross, it is not like that. It is absolutely a landscape painting, and it is mean for the newbies or something, those who want to just do it first time. But he does amazing painting. So I keep on searching all over the world, the greatest artists in watercolor, acrylics, oil paint, and I save them, some of the paintings, on my folders where is my gallery. So I get inspired from that. So there is a technique that maybe the flat brush or the fan brush or the round brush that he uses, I never used it. I say, oh my God, that effect of water, he does it so easily with this kind of brush. So that foliage of green, dark leaves, he does it quickly with this brush. I didn't do that. Man, let me try. Right? I do that. So, and then you come to know there are some things that you never did it but felt challenging and you avoided. So this particular person does it. So if you come to my machine, I could show you, but there are tons of folders mean for just watercolor, like a library. So watercolor, my favorite artist, oil, favorite artist. And I just go there, and sometimes you feel like, hey, I don't want to watch movie. I'm done with the YouTube and everything. So I just keep on scrolling through the gallery, and that inspires me. There are demos as well. How do they do that? And that also inspires me. So it is a never-ending process, and it's a never-ending challenge. And there are people who they never talk to me, but their artwork keeps inspiring me and changing my art. Thank you.
What's your favorite painting that you've ever done? Like in all of the ones, if you had to pick one.
I mean, it's a great question, but it's a difficult question. I do every, just for ICC, I did about 10 paintings. Hard to say which is the greatest one, but I have one which is used for my flyers background. That painting I finished. It is about 5 feet by 7 feet, biggest painting ever I have done. It took me 2.5 months, and thanks to pandemic, or no thanks to pandemic, but that gave me ample time, because I was literally crawling on the painting and doing it. It was so big, and I took many color boxes to finish it because colors were going out. And that's a great painting because it shows about love, and it has music, it has colors, and all those things. Yeah, this is the painting. I would say this is one of my, it's hard to say, but this I can say that this is one of the most favorite painting I have done. And purposely in these paintings, I did not draw their eyes. People ask me, you did put all the other details, but why not eyes? Because I wanted a girl seeing this to imagine to be there as a girl, and a boy seeing this to imagine himself to be in that position. So those are the fill in the blanks for the people. That's how the painting is. So I would say this is my favorite painting. Thank you.
Wow, that's a really great message. I think being able to find yourself in large public displays of art is really powerful and impactful. So I like how you mentioned that touch. I always look for that as well. Like, you know, it's up to the audience's interpretation, and I think that's a really great way for whoever's viewing the painting to have that interpretation. So that's a great sentiment for your painting.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I think we covered most of them, and you know, we're approaching the end of our time, but we just really wanted to thank you so much, Sharat. I think I really enjoyed this presentation, all of our attendees, and for everyone watching from the recording later on. I'm sure they got something out of your presentation. I really liked the way you went through it, and then you showed us all of your beautiful works as well. So thank you so much for taking your time today and joining us.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Nice connecting with you.